ups and downs in life. Swallowed a ball. Had to get it surgically removed.
Remember he had a concussion?
He had a concussion because he fell flat on his face.
He got an abscess in his
Got
cheek.
an abscess in his cheek. Got a scratch mark from the min pin on his eyeball. Man, hard life.
Now he has liver disease.
That's why he has a apparent liver disease. Man, it's a hard life to be a pug.
I guess a liver abnormality.
We all have our abnormalities.
Liver abnormality.
We do have our abnormalities.
We do.
Yeah. It's just, do we want to deal with our abnormalities, or do we just want to pretend they don't exist? I think lots of the world pretends that they don't exist. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. What are we doing?
Buddy's very interested. Is it the 18th?
It is November the 18th. Yes. Allowing ourselves to be nurtured. Mm. The dog's biting the book. Stop it. Okay. You want to help me read? I'm not a very good reader. I need all the help I can get. Let yourselves be nurtured and loved. I'm reading your thing. It's the 18th. It's even. I'm going to take one for the team today.
Oh, you're cute.
I know you've let me off the hook many times. Depends on if this
Depends how long it is.
We're okay. Let yourselves be nurtured and loved. Let people be there for you. Allow yourselves to be held when it would feel good. Allow yourselves to be held when it would feel good. Let someone listen to you. Support and encourage you when you need that. Receive comfort from someone's physical presence when you need that. Allow yourself to be supported emotionally and cared about. For too long, we stood in the background attending the needs of others and claiming we had no needs of our own. We've shut off for too long the part of us that longs to be nurtured. It is time now to claim those needs, to identify them and understand that we deserve to have them met. What are our needs? What would feel good? What kinds of ways would we like others to nurture and support us? The more clear we can be about our needs, the greater the possibility they will be met. Hugs, a listening ear, support, encouragement, the physical and emotional presence of people who care about us. Doesn't that sound good? Tempting? Someone once said, the 80s have been a me decade. Now maybe the 90s can be a you decade. My reply was immediately, let's make the 90s a me and you decade. Nice. No matter how long we've been recovering, we never outgrow our need for nurturing and love. Prayer for today. God, today I will be open to recognizing my needs for nurturing. I will be open to the needs of those around me too. I can begin taking a nurturing, loving attitude towards myself and by taking responsibility for my needs in relationships. Amen. I shut the book. I'm sorry. Thoughts, comments?
I don't know. What do you think?
I like the word responsibility and I like the word needs because we do have needs. My experience says my whole life I had the need of love and nurture. Mm-hmm. And I had a mother that was very attentive to that, but I never felt it. So it's interesting trying to receive something, trying to actually make people give me my need and never being able to accept it or feel it or receive it.
Like you didn't absorb it.
Yeah. So then I just misused and abused people and tried to take advantage of them and really prove that they weren't nurturing or they weren't loving. And so I would do things to make it impossible to love somebody like me, like a little porcupine. You can't really hug or hold a porcupine. Maybe you can, but that's kind of the picture I got until I got into recovery and God poured his love into me. Then I actually knew what love was, which was shocking because it's something that seems so available and we talk about it all the time and we write cards and there's, Valentine's Day and we were a couple before recovery, but I actually never knew what love was until I received God's love. And it's just, I remember one of the former clients who passed away actually due to addiction at Jericho Road. and I went down to his home country down southern Ontario, and they're Italian, and like they're the Italians that have like a commercial kitchen in the basement, like of a normal house, and they have the winery and the everything, like a commercial kitchen. And Nona, the grandma, came and asked me if I wanted food, and she can't speak English, and it was a meatball. And so it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I had a meatball. And I've had meatballs. I've had the little Swedish meatballs on a stick from IKEA. I've had meatballs through the ages. I've never had a meatball because I had my first meatball was there. Like I didn't really know what a meatball was until I had that, because that was a real Italian meatball. That's where meatballs came from. And so that's the same as me. Like I felt like I knew what love was or nurturing was, but I could never receive it because I didn't really know what it was. But God has the real one. Like just like Nona, you want the meatball. So I think it's like once we understand how to be loved by God, then we can allow others to love and nurture us. How do you like that, Mrs. Ruby?
Yeah, that dog is bouncy dog.
Full of beans today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a huge difference between
I like what she said about making the 90s a you and me decade, because I count and you count.
Right.
So I can give love and support and encouragement and not just do that without receiving any. And the vice versa. I think sometimes, like I was probably on the other, I demanded it, but could never receive it. So that's confusing for anybody.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really valuable concept.
My Emma was like you giving me roses and me like going, oh, thank you, and then smashing them on the floor and standing on them and mushing them up and going like, see, you don't love me.
Well, and then, I mean, I think that sometimes we can be like, I can get into a place where I need you to like fix what is hurting or broken inside of me. And so then you can give me flowers and you can say all kinds of nice things and you can do all sorts of things. But if I'm not really absorbing it, like if it's that isn't necessarily going to be what can satisfy that hurting part.
Well, I think it's so instrumental to be loved by God, to be comforted by God, to know the peace of God, to know the joy of God, all of those things, because that's the real thing.
Right.
And we could try to get it from other places or give it, but if we don't know what the real thing is, God pours that stuff into us to be able to give that to the world around us. You can't keep, but you don't give away, my friend.
And I think that, so I've recognized that like if I'm tired, which I am.
Like right now?
Yeah. I feel a little bit maybe like emotionally drained or whatever, then I know that I'm more sensitive. And so, but I don't necessarily.
I'm more sensitive when I'm hungry.
Yes.
No, I'm tired though. Emotionally.
And so then like, so sometimes like joking or teasing that like some days I can take it, but then I have to recognize like, oh, I'm actually tired. I'm more sensitive this week. I'm whatever. And so then it's my job not to try to control the people around me, but to try to like just recognize like, actually, I need to not react because this is gonna like something's being stirred up inside of me. And so maybe I do need to go for a walk. Maybe I need to go have a nap. Maybe I need to spend more time, quiet time. Instead of like making it about like, how do I get this person to stop behaving this way? Or how do I get that person to say more nice things to me? Or, because that doesn't work. I can't go through life trying to control the people that I live in the space with. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. I think it all starts with, allowing God to nurture and pour his love into us. So then we don't have to clamor at everybody else and the things of the world. We want it to come from the creator and not creation. Yeah. Although creation gives us, it was designed for us not to abuse it and misuse it, but we still get comfort and peace and encouragement from each other.
Do you know what everybody needs?
A pug. Oh, I know. And their Christmas tree.
He's like being so silly.
Silly.
Maybe today I will get the Christmas tree actually
Maybe.
decorated. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. No promises.
We won't stick you
I feel
to...
like I'm ahead of the game already because I made my family breakfast and I already have a plan for supper.
And you even fed dogs.
And
That's a big
I do
deal.
that every morning. But I feel like I'm ahead of the game.
Man, so good to be ahead of the game. Now, if only we could sweep and mop the floors and vacuum and do the window. No, just kidding. All right. I'm sorry. It's not.
Sometimes I just need to whack you with a book.
All right. Have a great 24, and we will see you. Keep 6 feet apart. Hockey sticks in hands. Wash your hands and keep a hockey stick foot apart.